make your job easy.
In a shambolic start to the game, the Bombers capitalised big time, riding into town and collecting a shock 28-point victory in the first ever Thursday night game at Optus Stadium, leaving the Eagles to lick their wounds for their second straight defeat as they prepare for an 8-day break and Adelaide Crows on the horizon. Welcome to probably just the loyal fans today for Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Kennards Hire. I've dragged the big fella out of bed, Benny Roberts.
Morning.
Let's talk the game, mate. We've got to get through this.
Yeah.
So, first quarter, it was evident that it was the Bombers' pace and dash through the middle of the ground that really opened us up. Probably 3 of their opening 4 goals was the result of that.
Yeah.
We couldn't bring the ball to ground early as well. The contest in the forward half, people are going to throw up J.K. Darling, but all you need is effort to get that ball to the ground. And missed tackles were rife in the first quarter.
When the ball went to... Our entries early were quite shallow, so when the ball spilt because we couldn't connect at half-back, bang, Sard, McKenna, all those players just streaming through the middle, tipping Woody, my goodness. And we just couldn't lay a finger on them. It was like the greasy pig at the Bulge and Bush races. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and they just kept going and going and going, and unbelievable stuff. I mean, how's this? 18 turnovers in the first quarter for the Dons. 18, 5 goals, 5. We had 14 turnovers for 0-0. So if you don't capitalise, like, that's the difference, isn't it? Capitalising and not capitalising on what you can do. On forced turnovers. And 12% scoring efficiency in the first quarter for us, 50 for the Bombers. So they really went real hard, and our first quarter, I believe, that could be the worst first quarter in Eagles history.
Well, since the 2015 prelim final, which we ended up winning, not the same narrative this time around. The second quarter, the inside 50 efficiency was a massive worry. 2 goals to 1-5. It's a replica of the Sydney game where we had all the control, all the possession, unable to inflict the damage on the scoreboard.
And it was exactly the same as last week, where we just couldn't hit a target inside 50. Last week, 6% of our entries ended in marks in the forward 50. This week, we only had 1 mark in the forward 50 in the first half. We won for the game, if we can go more broadly for a moment, Stephen. We won the inside 50s 59-45 on last night, Thursday night. So that shows you we had the supply. So the issue is going inside and capitalising on the dominance and the ball and the clearances, that sort of thing.
Is that because Essendon went into a bit of lockdown and were able to play a little bit more defensive and gave up a lot of those inside 50s, backing their defence in to hold tough?
I reckon it's more, we had a lot of young guys. I don't know, it's one of those things that they just couldn't, for 2 weeks in a row now, separate from the first quarter where I just couldn't get near it. The last 3 quarters, they just couldn't connect going from centre forwards, exactly what we said last week. But look, it's a long season. If you'd said at this point at the start of the year we'll be 10-3, bloody oath you're going to take it. Last night was an event. It wasn't a pattern, and they've got 10 days to think about it and come back and take on the Crows next Saturday.
Now, the sky is definitely falling in case of some Eagles supporters. Hang tough, 10-3 is not too bad. Obviously, there's going to be some Eagles that could hold their head up high as they were leaving the ground. Elliot Yeo, sensational in a 22 touches, 12 tackles in a losing team, very commendable. Gaff, 32, not as damaging best as you would have said, Benny, but every time you're getting a heap of the footy and running as hard as he does, I'm going to mention you.
Well, I thought Scoey was very serviceable down back, very honest as the day is long, Mr. Schofield.
Well, hardly got beaten, especially with some of these umpiring calls. It's one of the cleanest marks you'll see, but a good effort, probably the best of the 3 that came into the side. Looking at Shannon Hearn, held his head up high, did his job down back. Natanui at times, but Bell Chambers, 7 grabs compared to 0. I mean, that's going to inflict some damage to your side, obviously.
Yeah, it was good. Who I liked? And I've got a soft spot for this man, Jamie Cripps. Bloody works hard. If you're ever at the footy and want to watch a man run hard, you go and watch Jamie Cripps. Jesus, up and back, up and back. So he had 15 forward half pressure acts, so that was a team high. 5 score involvements. He had 16 touches, kicked 2 goals, 5 tackles, 5 inside 50s as well. That's Jamie Cripps in a nutshell, and didn't stop trying, Cripper.
We're looking for positives. No injuries on the night.
No injuries on the night.
I said that last week, and when JK had a fracture in his leg, so maybe I should stop saying it.
Yeah, no injuries at this stage from last night.
Roast, let's get through them all. Kennards roasts of the round. So we're going to start with, this play was pretty interesting. Jeremy McGovern almost flattens Mitch Brown into the goal post. Bagley comes in, wasn't a massive fan of the act. Comes in to teach him who's boss. Oh my goodness, you've been sent back. Flying metres in the air. That's embarrassing. Gee, the umpire copped a fair bake for this little goal assist number to Jake Stringer. But was it warranted, Benny?
Well, if you just have a close... Well, at the time, the crowd went berserk, thought it was off the umpire, Peter Carey style, getting in the way. But Got the VAR, and have a look at this. Probably off Jettis, so probably need to just review that one and have a look at it. Moving on, Liam Ryan going into World Cup mode, back heels. I didn't mind it, but didn't quite come off, so you look a bit of a deal. Natanui almost marking his own footy. Can you mark your own footy?
I don't know. You said you can't.
I'm pretty sure you can't. But anyway, for trying, there's a little one.
Nice work. What about Stringer? Missing one of the goals of the round, hitting the post, but you kicked 3-2, so maybe you get the chocolates there, I reckon. Interesting sequence here. What about Natanui pushing Merritt into the umpire? Bellchambers and teammates clearly not happy. They're big fans of the umpire. So much so that Bellchambers whacks him in the grill behind play. Well, what did that accomplish? Got Nick Nat pretty angry, and then he got your teammate holding the ball. So don't rattle the cage of the big fella.
He gets angry, the big dog. A couple of near misses, high flyers. Jake Stringer going finally Liam Ryan. Actually went for a few Liam Ryan, but missed a lot. But he keeps trying, and one day he'll take mark of the century.
One day.
But not last night?
Oh, heavens, no. OK, we're going to go to the winner, so...
Whoa, hang on. I'll just stop you right there. Last week we missed an absolute ripper, and it's a roast for us for missing it. Have a look at Wayne Carey's microphone work here with the coach pre-game.
Now you've got Lyset and Nick Nat up against a very informed ruckman in Sinclair. How do you go about doing that, taking him on?
That's a doozy. Good media training there from the Duck. But the winner, and you all know it's coming. Great fella. Wish he would stay at West Coast for many moons. But oh my goodness, he'll want this back big time, the big fella. And there's nowhere to hide. There's 50,000 just knowing exactly what happened. You can't even begin to convince the goal umpire what you've done. And didn't Tommy Bellchambers know exactly that he got nothing on it too? Roast galore.
Bye.